New LSU staffers returning to Ole Miss for CFP run following Rocky Lane Kiffin leave Ole Miss is welcome back members of its old coaching staff for the playoffs. No, not him. Four current LSU coaches are returning to Oxford to help the 11-1 Rebels during their inaugural trip to the college football playoff, according to a report Monday night from ESPN. Tight ends coach Joe Cox, wide receivers coach George McDonald, assistant quarterbacks coach Dane Stevens, and slot receivers coach Sawyer Jordan were reunited on campus Monday morning to help Ole Miss prepare for its first-round matchup against the 11-2 Tulane Green Wave later this month. According to the report, newly appointed Tigers coach Lane Kiffin, who poached the coaches in a messy divorce with Ole Miss and will remain in Baton Rouge, allowed the coaches to return in an effort to help new head coach Pete Golding and company maximize the opportunity ahead in the playoff appearance. The coaches, all expected to be generally available for the run, reunited with veteran offensive coordinator Charlie Weis Jr., who is authorized to remain in Oxford for the playoffs, though he's expected to follow suit and join LSU after the season. After leading the Rebels to their best regular season record since 1962, the 50-year-old Kiffin said he was fleeing after 6 seasons to sign a 7-year, $91 million agreement with LSU. In a lengthy message shared on social media, Kiffin claimed that he hoped to continue helming Ole Miss for its first CFP appearance in program history, but alleged the concept was denied by athletic director Keith Carter. Carter later revealed that Kiffin was notified several weeks in advance that he'd be forbidden from coaching in the playoffs if he intended on leaving the program. Even so, Ole Miss reopened its doors to the assistants who helped arrange the team's convincing 45-10 home victory over the eventual American Conference champion Tulane on September 20th. The rematch is slated for Saturday, December 20th, when the 6-seeded Rebels play the number 11 Green Wave in Oxford. The story of LSU staffers temporarily returning to Ole Miss ahead of the college football playoff is far more than a simple personnel update. It is a revealing snapshot of the evolving world of college football, a world defined by sudden coaching movement, massive contracts, nil-fueled player autonomy, transfer portal flexibility, and high-stakes postseason implications. These elements collide in dramatic fashion here, creating an unprecedented situation that challenges long-standing norms about loyalty, strategy, and organizational control. At its core, this episode exposes the delicate balance between personal ambition and program stability. Lane Kiffin's messy departure created shockwaves throughout the Ole Miss community. Yet his decision to let his newly hired LSU assistants return to Oxford represents an effort, perhaps genuine, perhaps strategic, to soften the blow and present himself as someone who still respects the Rebels and their historic run. It is a rare moment where competitive interests yield temporarily to empathy or optics, depending on how one interprets the gesture. For Ole Miss, this moment is simultaneously turbulent and empowering. The program is making its first-ever appearance in the college football playoff, a milestone achievement decades in the making. Losing the head coach at such a pivotal moment could have derailed morale, preparation, and confidence. Instead, by welcoming back key assistants and retaining Charlie Weis Jr., the Rebels are signaling resilience. They are choosing stability over bitterness and continuity over chaos, demonstrating a maturity that reflects their rise from scrappy SEC underdog to legitimate national contender. Meanwhile, LSU's stance reflects a deeper strategic calculus. Kiffin knows he cannot afford to appear vindictive or manipulative as he begins the most lucrative coaching tenure of his career. Allowing staff to return to Ole Miss builds goodwill, minimizes controversy, and avoids casting LSU as a villain intent on crippling a rival's playoff run. It also establishes a tone of professionalism as he seeks to build trust within his new program and fan base. The broader implications reach far beyond this single moment. College football is entering an era where coaching moves, player transfers, and nil-driven incentives create unprecedented mobility and instability. The lines between seasons blur, and staff transitions often occur at the worst possible times for teams with real championship aspirations. This incident raises important questions. Should departing coaches be involved at all? Should assistants be allowed to return? Does loyalty still matter in a sport increasingly driven by contracts and opportunity? This case may well become a reference point for future transitions. It demonstrates that while the sport is changing, cooperation and professionalism, no matter how uncomfortable, can still prevail when player experience and program success are prioritized over ego or rivalry. It shows that even amid chaos, programs can adapt, regroup, and push forward. Ultimately, this story is less about Lane Kiffin's exit and more about Ole Miss's evolution. The Rebels are no longer a program defined by the presence of one charismatic head coach. They are a team with the infrastructure, culture, and mental toughness to navigate upheaval while preparing for the biggest game in school history. Whether they defeat Tulane or not, their response to adversity proves they have entered college football's elite tier. And no coaching transition, no matter how messy, can take that away.